Well, hello there. And this is Auntie. And I am here to do my review of You, Me, and the Ex, Season 1, Episode 5, Extremely Close. Y'all ready? Let's get started.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie. Everybody needs
with a whoop whoop and a boop boop.
auntie that everybody needs.
You can make this up.
Now you know that these are some crazy motherfuckers.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie.
So why even bother?
Aunties and lies, sweet old auntie. Aunties and ways. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Well, hello, everybody. And welcome back. And this is Auntie. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for joining the family. To all of my nieces and nephews and my members who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. If I had to rate this episode of You, Me, and the Ex, Season 1, Episode 5, Extremely Close, I would rate this a D. I didn't think it was a good episode at all. I felt like it was disjointed. It was highs and lows, right? And it just really felt unjointed. So, yeah. Let me know down in the comment section what you thought about this episode. For all of you all who are watching, I want to say thank you all very much for allowing me to bring different content and different shows, for clicking on it and all of that. Like, I really do appreciate that. It means a lot to me. And so I can't say thank you enough for all of you all who are allowing me to move somewhat from 90 Day Fiance and do other shows, right? Because sometimes people want to put you in a box and they don't allow it. For all of those people who are following me on Auntie's Advice channel for women, I am back. My vacation from that is back. And so today I did Evil Lives Here, Season 1, Episode 1. So if you get an opportunity, Ronald Hawk Walker, if you all get an opportunity, scroll on over there and look at that. And those episodes I'll be doing those every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Auntie's Advice channel for women. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into this review. The first couple I want to talk about is Alex and Caroline. As we all know, last week, Alex introduced Caroline to his family, and that didn't go so well. Alex left out the house and he was, angry with the questions that were coming from his family. And so this week, Alex is going over to meet Caroline's mother. Now, Caroline, of course, seems really sweet, but we find out today that she got some stuff with her, right? She has some hangups with her mother. She has another sister. She said her mother imagined her sister being the one to get married and not Caroline. So it seems like there's some issues between her and her. She talks about her mother having this blog, and she's like the prim and proper woman, and so her mother is like a socialite, I guess, in some way. I don't know. I really didn't understand. I really didn't understand what that was about. But her mother is, a socialite, highfalutin, if you will. And Caroline doesn't really see eye to eye with her mother. And so they go over to the house, and the mother has, just this, I don't even know what you call it, but she brought out the best china, bitch. Okay, she had, Moscow mules, and she had little cups with little straws in it. And they was talking about, how strong it was. And she was like, it is bourbon, Oh, I think that's what she said, bourbon or brandy. One or the other. I believe she said bourbon. And she had caviar and all kinds of stuff to meet Alex. And so, it just looked like an old antique store to me, but I guess that's how she lived. And so the mother was confused because Caroline had told her mother and had talked to her mother about him before. And her mother was like, I thought he was gay. And she was like, well, Mom, he's bi. But now the last week, he said that he was demi. So for all of you all who know, educate your auntie. Is demi and bi the same thing? Because I was a little bit confused as to why she wasn't using the same terminology he was using, unless, of course, they both mean the same thing. And I don't know. I don't want to be offensive or anything like that, right? I want to be really sensitive on how I handle this situation. But in the comment section, if you know if the two of those things mean the same thing, please let me know. So anyway, the mother was telling him that his sweater looked nice. Caroline thought that her mother was, being shady because of his pink sweater. And the mother said the sweater is not pink, it's coral. I just was so confused by the whole entire thing. I was confused. I'm just gonna put it like that. It didn't seem to come together. Alex eventually sat down with the mother because she was giving him a little hard time. She was being shady, and because she doesn't understand. But at the end of the day, Alex told his soon-to-be mother-in-law that she makes him happy and that she has made him the man that he is today. And so him and the mother made up. And that was the end of that section. So the next people that I want to talk about is Kay Lovely and her man. Okay, so of course, she's been living in a house with him and his wife. And they made a decision that they needed some alone time. And so they went up to a cabin together. And while the two of them were at the cabin, she had a couple of little surprises for her man. Okay. The first thing that she did for her man was had him stripped down, okay, from the top up. And she began to give him massages, oil massages. And so he loved these oil massages that he was getting from her. She went on to talk about how her name, she used to call herself. Now, I guess she's an actress because I could have sworn that I heard her say that. And so she said that at first she used to go by Alexis K. Angel K. Until she Googled it and found some old woman's face. And she decided that that wasn't the best name for her. She said because she has loved so many men that she decided to name herself K Love They. What the hell? So after the massages, she told him to go downstairs in the cabin and sit down in his chair. And she changed into, this black lingerie or lingerie. And she gave him a dance. She said that she could dance. She feels sexy. She feels cute. And so this is what she's going to do. Okay, so she starts off at the top of the stairs on the banister. twerking and moving her body around seductively. She works her way down to stairs. And she said the reason why she did this is because she really wants to know, instead of asking, she really wants to know whether or not he is still being intimate with his ex-wife. Now, she said that she can tell by giving the man these dance and all these massages and all of this stuff, that she can tell whether or not he's been with someone else by the way that he responds to her. I said, girl, bye, sit down. Sit down. Now, I don't know if that was somebody wrote that on a sheet of paper for you, if you got that off of a fortune cookie. But, honey, that ain't true. You can't tell nothing like that. The only thing that you have to do, K-Lovey, is ask him whether or not he's sleeping with her. She feels like the things that the wife is doing is that of someone who is still interested in him. Frankly, I believe that all of these people are still interested in one another, and that, this is just another way to skin the cat, right? This is, the best of both worlds. You don't have to be married to him anymore. You can just play around with them. I just was like, okay, whatever. So she gets into a bathtub with them. The following scene is so cotton freaky. It just looks so scripted to me. But she gets into a tub with them, and they're, popping bottles and drinking and doing whatever they're doing. And this is when she wants to have the conversation about the wife. And they made he makes a joke and says, maybe we got to put her out. So she wants to have this romantic time with him because they're not able to do anything. She said, because every time she goes to do something, the ex-wife is coming in the picture. And I'm just like, you know what? This is just a little bit too much, right? They're living in a household with the wife and the kids and all of that kind of stuff. And so if she likes him and he's not willing to give this lifestyle up, move on. Move on. I'm a little suspicious about her now because she says she was an actress. And so now I'm suspicious about the whole 9 nickel. She, has bubbles in the tub. She takes and scoops up a pile of bubbles and said, now it's time for y'all to go, and blows it out. I said, I'm done. Again, this episode got a D. The next couple that I want to talk about is Lisa, Wendy, Jimmy, and Jack. This is a hot mess. As you all know, they are all out on this RV. We knew that it was going to come a point where stuff was going to pop off. Well, this was the episode that Lisa popped off. So last week, we know that Wendy was saying that she felt like Jimmy and Lisa was flirting. Even Jack said the same thing. So she confronted her man about it. So they're all sitting around the campfire and everything. And Wendy decides that she wants to have a truth and dare. Jimmy got mad automatically and was like, we don't have to play these games. Just ask me whatever it is you want to ask me. Say whatever it is you want to say. I absolutely agree with him. For his wife, his current wife, to do that means that she don't have a handle on the situation. And she was instigating, agitating a fight. It's no other way of saying it. You agitating, instigating a fight. So they asked the question to them, asked Lisa and Jack, how did y'all meet each other? So the two of them say that they went on a date with the son. And so Jimmy was like, what? And he was like, yeah, we met and we had a date with the son. Dominique was there. And he said, we didn't leave until 12 o'clock or something like that. So she was like, yeah, something like that. So Jimmy was like, that's stupid to take a little kid. To take your son with you, right? And so the question was asked about Jimmy. And Lisa said, did you ever love me? So Jimmy said, of course I loved you. Of course I loved you. But the relationship wasn't working out. And so Lisa said, do you have any regrets? And so he was like, yeah, I have regrets. We all got regrets. He said, but I do believe that what happened with us was the best thing. If we had stayed together, it wouldn't have worked out. I wouldn't have changed. And she said, so you wouldn't have changed? You would have still did the same stuff that you did? He said, yeah, because I wouldn't have, if I had stayed with you, I wouldn't have grown. He said, now I'm married. You have a fiance that you're in love with, and things are better the way. He said, it's just better this way. Well, honey, let me tell you, that was the wrong answer for Lisa, because Lisa kirked off. And I mean, when I say kirked off, lost her top. She said that what they don't know is 2 years after they broke up, he asked her to remarry him. Boo, that was 17 years ago. She's holding on to Jimmy. She has not gotten closure because she feels like Jimmy will not allow her to tell Dominique why they really broke up. What difference do it make? Y'all have not been together for 19 years. He's been married to the current wife for what? 11 years? Your son is now turning 21. Why does he care? Or why does he even need to know why y'all not together anymore? I was like, this is so stupid. So because Jimmy says, I wanted out the relationship, I didn't want to, I'm happy where I'm at. She then goes and says, well, Jimmy, I got my issues too. This is all about you. He never said it was all about you. You asked the question. He answered it, Lisa. He answered the question, but he didn't answer the question to her satisfaction. He just did not do it. Next thing you know, she is hysterically crying, saying, I don't want my son to be disappointed in me. I don't want my son to hate you. Now, the same woman who started the situation with the stupid truth or dare now is in there coddling her. I don't have no understanding. The person that I feel sorry for in this relationship, frankly, is Jack. Because Jack said that he knows that Lisa has some unresolved issues with this cotton freaking relationship in this marriage. And I think that Lisa is still in love with him. Because for her to pop off the way that she did, she is absolutely still in love with him. I'm convinced. She feels like she made some decisions that she regrets. And I believe the decision that she regrets is not saying yes when Jimmy asked her to remarry him. She is still living with this tattered letter that he wrote her over 17 years ago. 17 years ago. Get over it, Lisa. The next day they get up. He said, are you finished? And she's like, yes. But this isn't finished. Because there are serious issues within this relationship. I don't know how much of this is acting or what. But I tell you what, it absolutely appeared to be, in my opinion, disjointed. It just wasn't the best episode. And guess what, y'all? I'm finished with this review. Because it just wasn't a good episode for me. I just was like, you know what? I ain't going to be able to do this. I looked at it trying to pull, how you try to pull something out. And there wasn't a lot for me to pull out because I just felt like the stories weren't completely told. Yeah, the stories weren't completely told, and I think that it did a injustice to some of these couples. I don't know why they rushing it. I don't know if this is a pilot show. I don't know what it is, right? But they absolutely, in my opinion, this seemed like a filler episode. And it just, y'all know how I feel about filler episodes. I just don't like them at all. Anyway, this is the end of my review. Let me know down in the comment section what you think about this episode. I just won't feeling it at all. Like I wasn't feeling it at all. I love you all to pieces. And you all have a great night, okay? On purpose. Love y'all. Bye, y'all.